Hello world. So first off, it's been a while since the last time I did a video, maybe a week, and my apologies. My daughter has stopped falling asleep at night, which cuts into my free time quite a bit because I end up spending several hours trying to get her asleep most nights instead of what used to be like 15 to 20 minutes. So that's fun. Not really. We are gonna do videos when we can. Uh, don't know what schedule that'll be. Other announcement. Last video, we did some coverage over Rainbow Road, facing up against Greninja. Spoiler alert, we didn't win. We almost won. If you want to see how we could have won, you can actually go. I'm going to update the description there, and I'll put a link in the description here, pointing to a video that my coach did, Seagrove. We've pimped him out before, but this video was just awesome. He went through the entire video, the entire match, I guess, against Greninja, and talked about the differences, the different plays we could have made. Talked about where there were just small mistakes. In one case, a big mistake, but otherwise small mistakes, and any one of those small mistakes going differently might have won the match. Together, they definitely would have. We would have won hands down. Didn't happen. That's okay. Now then, today. Today we are going to be doing a review of a Mega Mewtwo deck. It's a deck list from Grimmy Binup. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but he's the coach that was working with me on Volcanion. This is his deck list, but I'm not actually working with him for coaching anymore. I guess the one thing I'll note before we actually take a look at the deck, too, is that it's heavily focused on ability denial because we don't use the abilities after we set up, and we want to prevent item lock from hurting us, and we want to prevent Decidueyes from feathering, arrowing us, and stopping Volcanion from steaming up is always good too. And so, as you can see, I've done exactly 66% with this deck. That's not quite on level with what Grimmy was seeing with it, but it's still pretty decent, I think. And I think meta has changed a bit. But anyway, we play 2 Shaymin for card draw, 1 Hoopa to get out Pokemon. We play 3 of Mewtwo, and that's our basic Mewtwo version. It has the Scattershot attack, which isn't especially useful. It does 30 for each psychic energy attached. And then it has the damage change attack, which can be useful and is especially useful once we've mega evolved. What that does is literally just swaps our damage with our opponent. So say we're against 160 HP EX, and we've taken 40 damage previously, but we knocked it out. We knocked out whatever we were facing. And then I guess it could be like Magiarna, right? Comes in, that's a 160 HP EX. He comes in, he attacks for his 120, leaving us with 160 damage on us. He's fresh, he has no damage. We execute damage change, knock him out, and we now have 0 damage on us because he had 0 damage going in. So that's where this kind of effect can be really useful. Using Shrine of Memories, which we'll talk about in a minute, we can actually bump that up to doing up to 200 damage when we're Mega Evolved, so it can be really good. But the star of the show is Mega Mewtwo. He has the Psychic Infinity attack, which does a base of 10 damage, plus 30 for each energy attached to either, or I guess both, of the active Pokemon. So if we have a Psychic Energy and a DCE attached, and our opponent is a fully powered up Volcanion, we're doing 190 damage, because that's 6 times 30 plus 10, and we get the KO. Now, you're thinking, okay, well, 3 energy, that takes a little while. It can be set up in one turn because we can play a DCE down, then play a Mega Turbo to get the Psychic Energy up. So, fully powered up Volcanion in the active, we power up one turn, knock him out. That's pretty good, that's pretty fast. Anyway, we'll continue looking at the deck. Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is Trubbish and Garbodor, or Garbodor. I don't know which way it's supposed to be pronounced. Anyway, the whole point, obviously, Trubbish is there to evolve into Garbodor. Garbodor has the ability, Garbotoxin, that shuts off all abilities for your opponents once you have him evolved up with a Pokemon tool in play. So we play it for that purpose because none of our, once we're set up, we don't need abilities at all. We also play a Wobbuffet to help slow our opponents down from setting up. So if we can manage to get lucky and start Wob in the active, then we can prevent them from using their Shaymins to set up. And we can still use Hoopa. We can't use our own Shaymins at that point, but it can be very useful at times, particularly in the current meta where we're facing a lot of Decidui and they have the ability to shoot arrows. Wob shuts that down turn 1 so that they don't get to do any extra damage, can't knock any starters out, and then Wob or Garbodor can shut it down, as well as shutting down item lock after that. So it can be nice. With that said, we're going to run through items really quickly. Mega Turbo, of course, accelerates energy from the discard onto our Mega Pokemon. Trainers Mail, pull cards. Ultra Ball, pull Pokemon via Seeker, retrieve supporters. We play 2 Parallel City and 2 Shrine of Memories. Shrine of Memories lets you use attacks of a previous evolution, so that's where Mega Mewtwo can use that damage change. Parallel City, sometimes we'll use it to get rid of our Hoopas and Shaymins. Sometimes we'll use it to hurt our opponents. Hex Maniac turns off abilities if we don't have one of our ability turn-offs in play. Then we have, of course, Lysandre in Olympia and Sycamore, just kind of a standard setup there. Float Stones primarily for Garbodor, Mewtwo Spirit Links, and Energy. The Spirit Links let us evolve without ending our turn when that's applicable. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. We will have a video tomorrow. Cross my heart and swear to die, even though sporadic is the theme going forward. But tomorrow, for sure, a video featuring matches with this deck. And I think this is going to be the structure we try to go with going forward. We'll have one episode at the beginning of each deck focused on how that deck works, looking at the deck, and then we'll have individual matches and other content related to that deck in future videos, so that we can always point back to the original video and it never needs to really eat into the video of the matches itself. So anyway, signing off. See you tomorrow.